So today I wanted to talk with you about the biggest mistake that high achieving women in particular make when starting a new practice. And so this can be a new movement practice. This can be a new practice. Maybe you have something you're starting to do for January because it's the new year. Lots of people have new goals and ambitions and things that they want to achieve right now. So one of the things I wanted to look this up because I see lots of statistics all the time about people who reach or don't reach goals. But the actual statistic on this is a little bit higher than I thought. So they said there was a study by the University of Scranton about the percentage of people who don't reach goals that they set in the new year, 92%. That number kind of blew my mind, that 92% of people don't hit the goals that they set at the beginning of the year. So I already knew that the percentage was fairly high. I did not realize it was quite that high. So how do you become the 8%? How do you become the group of people who start to actually make some progress on actually starting to hit your goals? And I know many of you are really excited to be moving your body more regularly. A lot of you are excited to be treating yourself differently. Perhaps there's some new rituals and practices that you want to bring in. But really what I'm going to talk about also applies to wanting to write a book or starting to have bigger dreams. Maybe you want to start a business. Some of you are looking to make some career switches and things like that. So how can you start to actually become the person who sets those goals and starts to achieve them? So here's the thing. Whenever you are somebody, and I speak to this from my own experience as someone who's a high achiever, who has big dreams and big goals and a pretty big list of things I want to do every year. One of the biggest things to remember whenever you are starting something new, it's not the fact that you don't do it one day. And I'm going to say this again. It's not skipping one day. That's the problem. So if you're doing a movement practice, you skip a day because the weather is awful and you just can't get yourself out the door, or you're starting to do something in your business and you do something and it doesn't go that well. It's not about not doing something. It's about coming back to it the next day. So I'm going to get more specific and clear on this. So say, you are in my movement challenge and you're on day 3 and you didn't move today. Okay, the day that matters is tomorrow. Tomorrow for you to come back and do it again anyway, to move anyway. There's been a lot of studies around the brain, and I know this from the meditation practice, that it's the return and the bounce back that matters. And that is where you start to build the muscle of resilience, which is a conversation in itself, around how do you keep building up the resilience, the ability to bounce back into what you know to do, the things that are going to help you, whether it's a movement practice, a morning ritual practice, or if you already know that you're clear that you need to be writing a book or you're in a new business or whatever it is. It's not about perfect. Hello, perfectionists. We've said hello before, but I always am talking to those of you who have perfectionism as a thing that's really challenging you and stopping you from doing what you want to do. What it is about that return. It's that's that ability to say, okay, I didn't go out today because the weather was awful and I just could not get my stuff together. I go tomorrow and I do it anyway. And that bounce back, and the more and more you do it, the bigger difference that it makes. And then the other piece of this that also really makes a difference is community. And that's why I'm running a challenge that has a big piece of community in there and component of that, because it's an accountability, it's seeing that other people are doing it and really connecting in that way. And so what we're always looking for is to be surrounded by people who are up to the things that you're up to. And that's just a fact. Like, I try to surround myself truly with people who are up to really big things, who hold me accountable, hold me to my highest self, whether it's in my movement practices or it's also in my deeper practices as a work-life balance coach and really being in my own purpose in my business. So I always say that to people, or being surrounded by other authors, by the way, really helps me with books. So that's a big piece of it for you too. It's like starting to look around at your community and seeing what's going on around you. So I'm here to tell you that it's not whether you don't do something one day, because that happens all the time. Stuff gets in the way, life happens. But can you start again tomorrow? Can you start again tomorrow? So that's really what I'm here to encourage you to do today. Start again tomorrow.